Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you for being here with us on Northern Life. I've said it before, and I will say it here again. I love Thursdays. My favorite day of the week.
Why is that?
Just because it's so close to Friday. You could see it on the other side, and I like the anticipation, I think,
It's a
of
mini
Friday.
Friday Junior, Friday Eve, perhaps. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and while Friday's nice, I think I always appreciate the anticipation of things, like looking forward to a trip, is half the fun of it. Looking forward to Friday, half the fun of it, and being on the cusp of Friday is very exciting to me. So I love Thursdays.
It's a good place to be. Better than Monday.
Yes.
True.
Better than Monday. Well, hey, for our 6:30 p.m. viewers out there, we apologize. That's because you're not watching us on air. You had to watch us on YouTube or our website due to basketball being on CBS. But here's something I learned about this year's tournament. Super cool for our area here in the Upper Midwest. When you're watching the players play on those beautiful hardwood courts that they have, one Upper Michigan company built every single one of them. So Connor Sports in Amasa, Michigan, builds courts for all levels of competition, beginning with lumber from the Upper Midwest and Canada. That wood is cut, organized, stamped, and then shipped out. Connor Sports expects to make almost 6 million feet of basketball flooring by the end of this year.
That is crazy.
I didn't even think that I didn't put together that a company had to do that.
Yeah.
I guess. They got the monopoly on the basketball courts.
Right.
Good for them.
They do it well. They do it the best.
Yeah.
So do they have to install special courts for each March Madness game?
Due to the because those hardwood courts are usually stamped with special logos,
Yeah,
so
that's
and they
really
usually install them plank by but square by square.
Section.
Yeah, sections, kind of like a puzzle. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
Sounds like
impressive.
A lot of work. Yeah, it reminds me of what they have to do to change the deck over from concert to hockey to back and forth, throughout
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, very interesting stuff.
I think we get a little recreational area for Northern Life here, somewhere in the corner, and we can during our breaks play horse or whatever.
A little basketball.
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
Install a basketball court floor up here.
So we could contact them and get that done here relatively quickly. So that'd be kind of fun.
I'm sure they're very free.
Yeah. With the 6 million feet of court or whatever.
We'll take the extra court. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Listen, today on Northern Life, a few folks from up the shore in Two Harbors stopped by the studio to talk about their Cabin Fever Reliever variety show, which is coming up this Sunday. We'll chat about the North Shore tradition. There's a video of me and Colton doing the whole thing.
The young hunter.
Oh, look at the beardless hunter, and even hear from a popular accordion player and musician. Yeah, I've actually emceed this before, and we have performed in separate years.
Wow.
We've been, I think, 3 years we were a part of this thing, so it's a really cool event, and definitely goes towards helping small town radio and community radio, which is very important in the community.
So cool. And that little piano player looked pretty impressive too.
Yes, Eddie Ojard, he's amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, hey, did you guys know that streaming service Napster is still a thing? They're still around. Apparently, it's been acquired by a 3D tech startup for $207 million. Napster first launched in 1999, one of the first platforms to use peer-to-peer file sharing technology. And Napster CEO is going to apparently stay in that role, hoping to transform Napster into a next-generation platform. Their vision is for fans to be able to attend virtual concerts and better connect with artists out there.
Very cool. I think a lot of musicians back in the day kind of saw this as the beginning of the end when it comes to making money as a musician. There's a lot of music getting shared between people. Then you have Spotify and things like that. Artists aren't getting paid much for their music anymore. And I think Napster is kind of a big cause of all of that.
LimeWire too?
LimeWire as well.
I
Yes.
definitely did not use LimeWire
No.
on the family computer down in the basement. Yeah.
And music was expensive.
Seriously, I
was.
remember getting iTunes gift cards, back in the day
Yeah.
to download all the songs.
$1
and
a
stuff.
song?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's tough.
Well, for the gentlemen watching at home out there, it seems more and more men who can't grow their own beards are now turning to surgery in the ever-growing quest for facial hair. A popular hair transplant surgeon in London says the demand for beard transplant has tripled since 2020. His surgeons do up to 100 beard transplants a year now, and most of them are purely aesthetic. The cost is somewhere between $4,000 and $9,000. Yeah, $4,000 and $9,000.
Whoa.
I know, just to have a little hair on your face. It just sounds like such a weird concept.
It'd probably be a little harder to put a hair piece, some hair pieces out there look pretty good on top of your head. It probably would be harder to put one on your face.
So where does the hair come from? Is it I
I would assume probably the back of your head.
Oh,
like
so
how
it's
they
from your
usually-
body.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I would hope
Who knows?
so.
Who knows, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
to match the color.
Like a beard donor, kind of like you donate your cut hair or something. Yeah, I
Oh.
don't know.
like I wouldn't mind like a skunk, like their fur on my face. That'd be kind of cool, right? I mean, like I'd pick another animal and put that on
the
your
therapy
face.
skunk we
raccoon
mentioned?
or
Yeah,
something?
a therapy raccoon. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know.
Maybe
yeah,
not.
you know,
It might be like too thick,
yeah.
Probably would be.
like a pelt on your face.
Maybe a Ted Smelly too. That would be the best thing in the world.
Don't get it from anybody on the side of the road. Either. that wouldn't be ideal. Hey, another topic. This month marks the 30th anniversary of one of my favorite all-time movies. It has been 3 decades since the release of the Chris Farley, David Spade road movie, Tommy Boy. So to mark the occasion, there was a new 4K Ultra HD release from Paramount that acknowledges the film's place in the studio's library as a comedy classic. Such a good movie. I love Tommy Boy.
Yeah, Chris Farley, one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
Love David Spade too, but yeah, that's a fantastic movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's either this movie or it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that on one of the road signs it says Duluth on it.
Ooh.
I believe it's that one that says
know.
Duluth, like 140 miles or something like that. So kind of cool that Duluth is a part of that movie as well.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
This would be my chance to see the movie for the first time.
Wow.
So good,
Tommy
Greg.
Boy.
Oh,
I
you
know.
gotta watch it.
I have a long list of movies I've never seen. For music fans out there, the teen heartthrob boy band, the Jonas Brothers, they're celebrating 20 years of music, and they're planning a stop at the Xcel Energy Center this fall. The tour is going to arrive in St. Paul on October 10th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. My sister was a huge Jonas Brother fan. She went to their concert once when they played at, what's the football stadium at the U of M called?
Now it's Huntington Bay.
Yeah.
yeah.
What is, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
She went there and I got a T-shirt from the Jonas Brothers concert. I know, so this would be very nostalgic for me, and I'm sure her too. She'd probably love to.
Oh, the Jonas
Yeah,
Brothers
we'll
were
see it.
so good back in the
Yeah,
day.
they had some bops.
Poor Kevin didn't get a whole lot of love back in the day, but Kevin's getting a lot more love now.
He is.
It's good to see. Good to see. Like coming up, Two Harbors is fighting the winter blues with a local radio fundraiser this weekend. Hunter has our chat next.
Welcome back, folks. Local media is such an important part of our community, and coming up this weekend, Two Harbors Community Radio will be holding their annual fundraiser called the Cabin Fever Reliever Benefit Concert, and it's going to be held at the Two Harbors High School this Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. Joining us in studio today from KTWH is John Krengel and musician Steve Sokola. How are you gentlemen doing here today?
Doing well, Hunter.
Stellar.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you both in studio here. I've been involved with this event in the past as well. It's a fantastic event here. And John, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what exactly is going on with this event. What's the goal with this event?
Sure. The goal is to entertain people on the North Shore, people of all ages. It's this Sunday, and it is KTWH's Two Harbors Community Radio 9th Annual Cabin Fever Reliever and Wellness Expo. And it's just from 1 to 5, it is going to be a great time.
It's been 9 years already. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And talk a little bit more. Is this a new edition, the Health and Wellness Expo beforehand?
We do something each year before the actual concert itself. Last year we did a native expo, and so this year it's health and wellness. We've got diverse representatives who are dedicated to promoting healthful activities.
Nice.
Some of the top topics are engaging in creative activities, making social connections, pet adopting and fostering, mental health, and this is where I'm going to be. They'll have a booth on effective strategies for aging gracefully.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's where I'll be hanging out.
It's all good information. That's all fantastic. So,
Indeed.
and of course, we've got musician Steve Sokola here, who I've been buddies with for a while now. Steve, an accordion player as well as a singer. And can you talk a little bit about just like community radio and how that's important to local musicians here?
Yeah, what's interesting about it is if you're too humble with your art, nobody ever books you.
That's a good point.
It's never been more importanter to get out there and about and make yourself known. I really appreciate what you guys do here and what they do there, and especially for people like me that are trying to make a living the hard way. You really make it a lot easier.
Amen. How long have you been a part of this, Steve?
So I think I was MC 1 year and I was 19. Blah, 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 blah. When was that? Like
2023.
2023.
Sure.
years.
Okay.
Yeah, that was eons ago, and you don't pay attention like I do. But I've known about it for years. I think I attended once, even before that. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kim and Jose Leon, and they do so much for the community. So
Indeed.
the least I can do is bring my talents to South Beach. Means two harbors for us.
It's the best. It really is the best. And Steve, we're going to hear a little bit more from you in just a little bit. He's going to go get ready off camera here, and we're going to hear him actually play a little accordion in just a little bit. So there goes Steve. And John, I talk a little bit more here about just what community radio means and what kind of programming you folks offer through Two Harbors Community Radio.
Sure. Community radio, and Steve touched on it too, it gives, we have a focus on local music, local talent, and so we bring a lot of people into the studios who would not have this opportunity, and a lot of the music that we play is all locally produced. And before I forget, I want to give a big shout out to Kim Leon, who has worked very hard to put this whole thing together, arranged all the exhibits, arranged all the talent, and so thank you, Kim, for all you've done for this.
That's fantastic. Yes, Kim, she's a wonderful person, and of course, yeah, she puts on this whole shindig, and it really turns out great every single year. Talk a little bit more about the performers. Who's all going to be performing in this whole thing, other than Steve, of course.
Well, our headliner this year are the Fish Heads, and that is Kim and Mike Munson and Paul Jones. They do bluegrass, they do original tunes, and they do rock covers, and they do a cover of AC/DC, Shook Me All Night Long, that for my money, that's worth the price of admission right there.
No way.
Then we've got John Edwards, who's a local blues guy out of Duluth, young man who his influences are Lead Belly, John Prine, and Charlie Parr.
Okay.
John will be using a guitar that Charlie Parr gave him, which is quite cool. And then we have the Hot Tamale Cosmos. 5 women, Erin Aldridge, Colleen Big Mama Myrie, Jocelyn Mickelson, Jen Crusoe, and Sonia Martin, all accomplished musicians on their own, and they have formed this super group. They will be performing. And then we have the Berserk Blondes, featuring Kaylee Matuzek, who is also our MC this year, Pete and John Anderson and Joe Anderson, and that guy right over there.
Yes, a unique individual. I love Steve so much. So,
Indeed.
Well, thank you so much, John, for joining us here,
you
of
bet.
course. Going to be such a fun event here this week, and the Cabin Fever Reliever is happening this Sunday at the Two Harbors High School starting at 1 o'clock. You can still get tickets for the event online at ktwh.org and at the radio station,
At the
correct?
station, yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay, so now let's get over to Steve, of course, one of the performers this Sunday. Steve, take it away.
I'm a Minnesotan through and through, making music is what I do. And those Minnesota swamps where I come from. Although I travel all around, my roots were planted in the ground. Loving up there where the winters make you numb. Singing way up north in Minnesota, the coldest place you'll ever go to. The dear old Iron Range, it's where you'll see. Singing way up north in Minnesota, you haven't heard of it? Well, I just told you, the dear old Iron Range, it's home to me.
Welcome back, folks. Isn't Steve just so much fun? He's a unique individual, but
Yeah.
my gosh, he's a great player, super funny, and just a cool dude.
What a great song too. It was very Northern Life themed, as our director Shania was telling us before. I was like, oh, it's such a good tune.
He writes a lot of music based on northern Minnesota. He's from Palo, which is where we
Yeah,
went to.
it's fitting. Okay,
Yep. And
cool.
so he writes a lot of stuff based on that, and like mining and things like that. All sorts of stuff from up in northern Minnesota. So he's amazing. And if you're interested in seeing him, of course, go up on Sunday, and it's going to be an absolute blast. If you want to listen to Steve's entire performance, of course, you can also find the full video on our Northern Life Facebook page. We'll also have the link later to all of that ticket information, which will take you to our website at northernnewsnow.com. Going to be a blast this weekend.
I think jovial. Jovial is also a good word for us, Steve.
Oh, there's a lot of
Yeah,
adjectives.
it's talented.
I'd like to know more about that massive accordion. That's huge, that thing.
It is.
Beautiful.
very
I wonder if he's been to the Accordion Museum.
Yeah.
He might know Helmy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That'd be pretty cool.
Very talented guy. Well, as the days get longer and warmer, it's also a reminder for parents to get ready. That is because their kids will be out of school for a week straight.
Yeah, some will stay close to home while others will hit the road. But the question is, why do schools even have spring break? Jeff Wagner heads to the Mall of America for answers.
What are you most excited to ride here today?
The log chute?
And you're okay with getting splashed?
I'm definitely okay.
What do you like about spring break?
you get off from school.
It's not fun and relaxing because you can get your mind off of like school, work.
Parents' minds might be spinning, however, trying to keep their kids entertained.
It's tough if you have no plans just to stay home and be cooped up in the house.
When you just sit in front of the TV for a whole day, it's like, okay, my eyes are about to close.
Why do you think schools have a spring break?
I think it's good to give the kids a break from learning.
They rest their brain, they come back to school all refreshed.
The origin of spring break differs across the world, but many countries initially aligned a short school break with the Easter holiday, landing somewhere in March and April. Was there any, though, like the college group going to Florida or Mexico for you?
Yeah, I did not do that personally.
Yeah, we did. We did some. We didn't do Florida, but we did like North Carolina, Outer Banks, things like that.
College students partying at a beach down south is a tradition going back nearly a century. In 1929, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, opened the state's first Olympic-sized pool outdoors. It attracted college swim teams looking for a place to train over spring break. Soon, it wasn't just young swimmers eager to enjoy the Florida sun and fun.
Where's the beach? According to this, it's across the street.
Even idolized in the 1960 film Where the Boys Are.
Join the fun as the gang tears loose where the boys are.
Nowadays, airports are packed with families.
I do remember going to like Disney.
Many looking to shake off the winter blues, which sometimes overstays its welcome in Minnesota.
You've just been through January, February, so.
That's a good point. It's always a getaway vacation.
Yeah, you really are craving some warm weather.
With photojournalist Jose Pascual, Jeff Wagner, WCCO News.
It was kind of funny listening to that. The girl looked about 12 years old, and she was talking about, it's nice to get a break from school and work.
Yeah. What job are you doing at 12 years old? And somebody better look into that.
Life's getting a little more stressful in the year 2025.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Mall of America spring break though, peak
Wow.
spring break experience.
Best.
Yeah, holy cow.
Especially when it was Camp Snoopy.
It was a lot better when it was Camp Snoopy.
Those are the days.
I'm a big fan of Nickelodeon and SpongeBob and all those things, but there's nothing quite like riding the bus at Camp Snoopy.
Yeah,
So
talk
true.
about nostalgia. That's huge.
Yeah, I'll buy into all that nostalgia if they turn back to Camp Snoopy.
Yeah. Glad they kept that log flume.
Yeah.
We'll see you right here after the break with a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show. Before we go today, Minnesota Energy Resources is now accepting applications for their next Ambassadog. That's a pup who's going to support safe digging across the state. The winning dog will be featured in an ad campaign on social media to help spread an important safety message, which is always call 811 at least 2 days before you dig. Entries can be submitted before April 8th at MinnesotaEnergyResources.com. I'm going to have to tell Harry, better call before you dig, buddy, in my backyard, because he is digging without calling.
Does he
Digs all the
dig?
time.
Him and CJ?
Yeah, they like to dig. both of
Wow.
them.
Do they bury stuff?
No, they just make a mess in the yard.
You don't have to mow at least.
Yeah.
It's all torn up from the dogs.
We have a little sand pit that they're like,
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
it's funny.
Cute. Well, hey, before the NFL draft hits Green Bay next month, the Wisconsin Animal Sanctuary is hosting an NFL draft party. It's an effort to encourage people to foster the pets currently up for adoption. The Happily Ever After Animal Sanctuary is located just a mile away from the Packers' home of Lambeau Field, where the draft is taking place. There's also no cost to participate in that fostering program. The NFL draft being held April 24th through the 26th next month.
That's so cool. That draft is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of people expected to be in Green Bay, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, thanks for joining us today. We love you.
And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.